My name is Pam Williams, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer at age 39. And it's only because of a series of fortunate events that I'm able to sit here 7 years later and say that. At 39, I didn't have any of the risk factors that I'd heard about. I was under 40 and thought I was safe, so self-examination wasn't even a part of my routine, and didn't have any other risk factors such as family history. So it was only because of an affectionate cat who happened to walk across my chest one day and stepped on a spot that sort of was sore, and so I found a lump and went to the doctor. And the doctor felt the same way that I did, that I'm not a risk factor. But to be on the safe side, sent me to get a mammogram. And when I went to get the mammogram, the radiology doctor felt the same way. She found a cyst, and in case you didn't know, cysts are usually fluid-filled and considered benign and safe. And because of my age, once again, she said that I could just leave if I wanted to, or if it was hurting and bothering me, that she would go ahead and aspirate it. And it was sore, so she attempted to aspirate it and couldn't. And so she told me to go get a surgical biopsy to just have it removed. But as I was leaving out the door, she sarcastically commented for me not to put any black crepe paper or black wreaths on the door yet, because I'm sure it's nothing, so don't get all paranoid. I think she sort of overheard me talking on the phone with my sister because I was concerned. And I did have a right to be concerned. When we had the surgery, it was a tumor inside of the cyst. You assume that you're under 40 and safe. You're going to be in trouble if you don't have pain with your cancer, and the majority of people don't have pain. So never assume, and I would support the Early Act to educate people, and even the medical community obviously assumes that if you're young that it's most likely safe. So just think of that when you vote or consider the bill. Thank you.
My name is Judy Grove, and I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm the founder of Breast Impressions in Tulsa, a nonprofit organization that does what it can to help women who are facing breast cancer. We donate breast casting kits so that they can make a memory prior to their surgery, and I travel the country casting roller derby girls in plaster. Those plaster casts are made into beautiful works of art, and they are sold to raise awareness and money. I'm asking that you support the Early Act for one reason alone. I am a mother who is in the chain of a family who has breast cancer. My mother's had breast cancer, my grandmother had it, and now I have fought it several times and fortunately have not succumbed to it yet. But I have 2 daughters. I have 4 granddaughters. And the sooner they know and are familiar with their breasts, the better as far as finding breast cancer early if it comes their way. True of their peers too, the ones that are their friends. I see, as I travel the country with the roller girls, more and more young women under the age of 30 getting breast cancer. I think personally it's because of the estrogen that's shot into the meats that we eat. And since most breast cancers are estrogen receptors, that would only make sense. But I'm asking you to support this act. I want to see education about breast cancer even down into high schools, so that young women know and can be advocates for their own health. Please, please support the act.
My name is Bob Grove, and I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. My wife Judy and I, like she said, we have 2 daughters, 4 granddaughters, and an education bill is most important to them, along with all the rest of the children in this nation. That's why I'm asking you to support this bill.
For the last 22 years, I've been the executive director at the Oklahoma Breast Care Center in Oklahoma City. I took the job because breast cancer had taken my wannabe mom. I was in college and it wasn't my mom, but it was my best friend's mom. And she was a doctor's wife, very affluent, very educated, and her cancer was diagnosed in the summer and she was dead by February. It meant that she never saw her daughters get married. It meant that she never held her grandchildren in her arms. At that time, breast cancer took lots of women, but at that time it wasn't killing young women. For 22 years, I have been involved in the early and accurate detection of breast cancer. We've taken mammography throughout the whole state of Oklahoma. We've cast a very wide net. We've screened every woman we possibly can screen, and we do it very well. The reality is we're finding cancers now in younger women, and many times by the time they're found, the lumps are big because doctors have told them you're too young for breast cancer, or they themselves have the misconception that they might not be getting breast cancer. We have an epidemic in our nation, and it's breast cancer. And I'm pleading with you to see that young women are dying, young women that need the right to have children, that deserve the right to be married, that deserve the right for good health care. They need your help and they need your vote. We now have the diagnostic tools, thanks to the grant money. We have diagnostic mammography that is much more effective in young women's breasts than analog mammography a few years ago, and we have it throughout the nation. But there's still 1.5 million women out there that have breast cancer and don't know it, and they need your help and they need your commitment. And I'm concerned with the economic downturn, and I'm concerned with all of the things that you all have to make decisions on, that breast cancer will get pushed under the rug, and we haven't gotten to where we need to be yet for you to do that. So I'm asking you to take it seriously. I'm asking you to know that we're watching how you vote, and we're watching what you say, and please help the young women of Oklahoma.